All right, so openAI just dropped something big on us. Two brand new models called GPT 5.4 Mini and GPT 5.4 Nano. And let me tell you, this isn't just another small update. The fact that they're releasing these smaller, way faster models, well, it signals a huge shift in how AI apps are going to be built. We're moving past that old idea that bigger is always better.
And that shift really forces us to ask this fundamental question, right? When we're talking about AI, is bigger really always better? For years, the whole industry has been in this crazy arms race to build the biggest, most massive models possible. But what openAI is doing here, it suggests the future is way more nuanced than that. And here's why. Those giant models, for all their incredible power, they have one big problem: latency. They can be slow. And while that's totally fine for some things, a lot of the most exciting, real-world applications, they need speed. They need efficiency. And that's something the biggest models just can't always deliver.
I mean, think about it. This is where speed is everything. Imagine you're using a coding assistant that makes you wait. That's more annoying than it is helpful, right? Or what about these AI sub-agents that are designed to do quick little jobs? They have to be instant. If you have an AI that can see your screen or use a camera, real time is the whole point. In these situations, low latency isn't just a nice to have. It is the entire experience.
And this is exactly where GPT 5.4 Mini and Nano come into the picture. They are openAI's answer to this whole speed problem. The best way to think about it is like a developer's toolbox. You don't use a giant sledgehammer for every single task. You need smaller, specialized tools for the precision work. Well, Mini and Nano, they're those precision tools.
So, let's break down what each one is for. On one side, you've got GPT 5.4 Mini. OpenAI is calling this one the performer, and that's because it's for the heavy lifting. Complex coding, deep reasoning, even understanding what's in an image. But here's the kicker. It's over twice as fast as the old Mini model. Then on the other side, you have GPT 5.4 Nano, the sprinter. This little guy is all about pure, raw speed and efficiency for simpler jobs like pulling data or classifying text, where every millisecond and every fraction of a penny counts.
And listen, this isn't just some marketing talk. Early customers are already seeing the results. Take Abha Sharma, the CTO at Hebbia. He said that GPT 5.4 Mini matches or even beats their competitors on performance, but at a much, much lower cost. That's a pretty powerful endorsement from someone using it in the real world.
Okay, so we've heard the claims. Now it's time for the proof. Let's dive into the performance showdown and really see how these smaller models stack up against the big guys when you look at size, speed, and just raw smarts. This table tells you almost everything you need to know. Just look at that first line, SW Bench Pro. That's a test for complex coding. The full GPT 5.4 gets a 57.7%. But look at GPT 5.4 Mini. It's right on its heels at 54.4%. That is a massive jump from the previous Mini model. You see the same thing on the OS World test for computer use? The main takeaway here is that you are getting performance that is ridiculously close to the flagship model, but in a package that's way smaller and faster.
And this chart just illustrates that trade-off perfectly. Okay, so what we're looking at here is accuracy versus latency for that same coding test. See that bar for GPT 5.4? The accuracy is super high, but so is the latency. Now look at GPT 5.4 Mini. The accuracy is almost the same, but the latency, that time you're waiting for an answer, is just dramatically lower. That is the absolute sweet spot for any app that needs to feel instant.
Okay. Now let's talk about the other big factor, cost. And, well, it's the exact same story. You want that top-tier accuracy from GPT 5.4? It's going to cost you. But look at Mini and Nano. They deliver really competitive accuracy for just a fraction of the price. If you're a developer building something at scale, this kind of cost-to-performance ratio is an absolute game changer.
So, moving beyond the charts and graphs, where does all this speed actually create some magic? Well, two areas jump out right away: coding and just general computer use. This is where having these fast, snappy workflows unlocks entirely new ways of doing things. And one of the coolest ideas this makes possible is something OpenAI is calling sub-agents. Just imagine a big, super smart AI like GPT 5.4 acting like a project manager. It gets a really complex request. It breaks it down into a bunch of smaller jobs, and then it delegates those jobs to a whole team of fast, specialized models like GPT 5.4 Mini.
So here's what that looks like in practice. First, the big model plans the whole task. Second, it delegates all the little subtasks to a fleet of mini models. Third,
And this is the magic part. All of those mini agents go to work at the same time, in parallel, searching through code, reading documents, whatever they need to do. And finally, the big model gathers up all their work and puts it together into one final, polished answer. That's how you get both incredible intelligence and incredible speed.
And this is not just about writing code. GPT 5.4 Mini is also amazing at multimodal tasks, specifically understanding what's on a computer screen. It can literally look at a screenshot of a complicated app and figure out how to use it, which just opens up this whole new world of AI-powered automation.
And once again, the numbers totally back this up. On this OS World benchmark, which tests exactly this kind of computer use, just look at how close Mini's score of 72.1% is to the full GPT 5.4 model at 75%. For these kinds of tasks, it's pretty much just as capable while being way faster and way cheaper. It's incredible.
Okay, so this all sounds fantastic, right? But the big question is, how can you actually start using these things? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of availability and, of course, the pricing. So GPT 5.4 Mini is coming in at just 75 cents for every 1 million input tokens. That makes it so incredibly affordable for those high-volume jobs where performance is absolutely critical. And if you need to be even more efficient, get this. GPT 5.4 Nano is priced at a jaw-dropping 20 cents per 1 million tokens. I mean, this is built for those lightning-fast, simple tasks where every single fraction of a cent really matters. So where can you find them? Well, starting today, GPT 5.4 Mini is available in the API. It's an openAI's coding tool called Codex, and it's even available for free and Go users inside of ChatGPT. The super specialized sprinter, GPT 5.4 Nano, that one is available exclusively through the API. So when you take a step back and look at the whole picture, what does this all mean? Well, I think this release really signals a whole new era for AI development. It seems like the future is specialized. So the key takeaway, the one thing to really remember from all of this, is that the whole paradigm is shifting. Instead of trying to use one giant do-everything model for every single problem, the future is about building smarter, more sophisticated systems by combining models of different sizes and strengths. It's about using the right tool for the right job. It's just a more intelligent, more efficient way to build. And that leaves us with one final, and I think really fascinating question to think about. What new applications, what new experiences, what new industries even, suddenly become possible when artificial intelligence is not only incredibly smart, but also instant and affordable enough for everyone to use? The possibilities there are just truly exciting.